Oh, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to begin by reading an excerpt from a hearing that took place in this committee. Senator Graham asked Ms. Johnsen, do you think people who are members of al-Qaeda are enemy combatants? Ms. Johnsen, yes, there is no question. Senator Graham, okay, and that we are at war with people like that? Ms. Johnsen, yes, we are. Congress made that clear. So I hope that helps settle one question. In favor of Ms. Johnson's nomination, a considerable number of very sober and responsible people who are committed to the national security of our nation have expressed their support for her and their goodwill towards her and their confidence in her. Brad Berenson worked in the White House counsel's office under President George W. Bush, said that he found Professor Johnsen to be fair and reasonable. Douglas Kimmich, who headed OLC during the first Bush administration, says of Ms. Johnsen, her history demonstrates that she can and will separate law from politics and discharge the OLC's unique duty to assess the constitutionality and legality of executive initiatives and legislative proposals. Alan Kresko served in senior positions in the State Department and National Security Council during the Reagan, Bush, and Clinton administrations. He says, I am confident that she understands that the Constitution vests the President with broad authorities in the national security and foreign policy arena, and that she will vigorously defend those authorities. Neil Wolin is currently the Deputy Secretary of the Treasury. He served in the CIA under Presidents George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton, and on the National Security Council. He said Professor Johnsen would be an excellent head of the Office of Legal Counsel, in part because of her strong sense of the importance of the President's authorities and prerogatives, especially in the national security area. Richard Schifrin was the Acting General Counsel of the Defense Intelligence Agency, Deputy General Counsel for Intelligence for the Department of Defense, and a Deputy Assistant Attorney General. On every occasion with which I am familiar, including national security matters, Dawn Johnsen exhibited superb professionalism. Not only was her analysis trenchant, her logic impeccable, her research thorough, and her written exposition cogent, but she approached every matter free from ideological biases that might impede yielding the optimum resolution. Louis Merletti was the director of the United States Secret Service. I found her to be keenly responsive, dedicated, and conscientious. As director of the Secret Service, I've had the opportunity to work with many professionals. Dawn is among the best of those professionals. Howard Shapiro, former general counsel of the FBI. Under Dawn's leadership as Deputy Assistant Attorney General and Acting Assistant Attorney General, the office, that's OLC, ran smoothly and efficiently and provided consistently thoughtful, measured advice in both formal memoranda and many less formal interactions. In a department notable for the commitment and patriotism of its lawyers, Dawn nevertheless stood out as exceptional. Former Solicitor General Seth Waxman, she is utterly devoted both to the rule of law and the prerogatives of the President in our constitutional structure. Lee Hamilton, former congressman and co-chair of the 9/11 Commission. Dawn has demonstrated a nuanced and practical understanding of how the Office of Legal Counsel should operate to ensure the executive branch achieves its strategic and tactical objectives while honoring and affirming the underlying constitutional values of our nation. And that's just a selection of the broad-based professional career defense support of this person. I think that if you actually go out into the national security arena, you find pretty good words for her. If you spend time in the hotbed of politics that this building and this chamber sometimes represent, then you get a different view. But I think that the outside view is the more pertinent one, and I wanted to bring that in. For those who are concerned that she is an aggressive partisan who will seek to impose her political views on this office, I can't help but note the dissonance between that position and the relative silence over the disastrous torture opinions that were written. I'd like to just summarize a few things that have been said about the OLC torture opinions authored by you and Bybee. A slovenly mistake. Somebody should have exercised some adult leadership. Overbroad, irrelevant, and unnecessary. Not a mainstream view and did not adequately consider counter-arguments. Overly tendentious and one-sided. irresponsible to give legal advice about the combined effects of techniques in the abstract. This opinion could come back to haunt the AG and DOJ. Deeply flawed, sloppy legal work. OLC's clumsy definitional arbitrage didn't even seem in the ballpark. Misleading and unhelpful, riddled with error, key portions plainly wrong. A one-sided effort to eliminate any hurdles posed by the torture law. Tendentious in substance and tone, demonstrating an unusual lack of care and sobriety. An extreme conclusion with no foundations in prior OLC opinions or in judicial decisions or in any other source of law. Irrelevant and unnecessary, just wrong. Written backwards to accommodate a desired result. The memo did not provide a sufficient analysis. Just wrong. This is insane. Who wrote this? That's ridiculous. It's just not the law. Now, every single one of those comments about this opinion by you and by me comes from a Bush administration lawyer. This is not the view of the left. This is not even the view of moderates or outside professors looking in at it. These are comments made about that opinion by the colleagues of these authors in the Bush administration. So it seems really ironic that with that track record that the other side has no criticism for that I can detect, when there is actual aggressive partisanship and people seeking to impose political views, leading to comments like, this is insane, who wrote this, that's just ridiculous, it is not the law, we hear dead silence. And then along comes Dawn Johnsen, the Sunday school teacher from Bloomington, who has all of these national security folks solidly behind her, a clear professional. Suddenly, the specter of partisanship affecting the office becomes much more real than in the reaction to the actual case. And I hope that we can get beyond this and give her the vote she's entitled to.